Hey everybody, today we're going to be showing you how to install Nerf bars on your Textron Wildcat XX. So let's jump right in. First thing we're going to do is loosen all the outermost screws in the skid plate. We're running one of our SuperATV heavy-duty skid plates, so we remove 7 screws. They'll be the ones that are closest to the outside of the machine, and there's a few up here in the front. Once we've done that, we're going to go ahead and remove the side skirt from the machine by removing this screw here, the 3 screws down the side. There's going to be 2 screws in the rear. We removed all 6 screws from the outside of the side skirt. Now we're going to open the door, go inside the machine, and there's going to be 2 push pins located directly down from here, as well as straight down from here. And then while we're already in here in the machine, we want to remove the following 3 screws. There'll be one here, here, and then here. Then we're going to head back to the outside of the machine. Once all the hardware is removed from the side skirt, we're just going to go ahead and remove it. This machine's previously had SuperATV's heavy-duty Nerf bars on it. So as you can see, we've already notched the skid plate. And then right here, there's going to be rivets on the top and bottom portion of the frame. So what you're going to want to do, you're going to want to take a drill out these rivets. That way it's just an open hole, and they'll be located here, here, as well as over here on this side on the top and bottom as well. So once you've got your rivets drilled out, this is the point where you're going to want to take a pry bar. We're going to pry down on the skid plate. We have a tape measure handy, so we're just going to take a tape measure, shove it up in between the frame and the skid plate. Then you're going to take each of these brackets. You're going to have 2 per side, and you're just going to want to lay them into position. And remember, the skid plate's still going to be intact. We've already had these Nerf bars installed, so ours is already cut. And you're just going to want to go ahead and just cut a big notch into your skid plate on this location here, as well as back here. This is just going to allow this bracket to sit up flush against the frame. That way we can mount our Nerf bars onto the machine. Once we've got our skid plate notched and our rivets drilled out of our frame, we're going to go ahead and grab our M8 by 1.25 hardware, an M8 nylock nut, and our bracket. We're going to mount the bracket just like so that the flat portion is sitting up against the frame and the side that has the cutout is facing down away from the machine. Get it lined up with our hole. Slide our bolt all the way through, grab our nut, and just go ahead and get the nut started. We'll do the exact same thing on this side with the bracket. Just go ahead and get everything lined up. You just want to pick up on the floorboard here, just enough so you can get your screw started. Once they're started in place, what you're going to want to do, you're going to want to go ahead and tighten them, but you're going to want to make sure that this bracket stays as straight as you can possibly get it. You don't want it to be angled this way or this way, then it's not going to line up whenever you go to put your bolts in. And you just want to kind of set the bracket where it has the notch in it about halfway. And we're just going to set everything up here and check it just to make sure everything's going to line up first. But just go ahead and kind of snug it down so it's not going to want to move whenever you go to attach the Nerf bar. And then we'll just come back here in just a little bit and fully tighten it. You really just want to make sure that you set these brackets up exactly the same from the front to the back. That way the front portion of the Nerf bar is not sticking out farther than the rear, or vice versa. So we have our previously removed side skirt from the machine. This is going to be the outside, the side that's facing away, and this will be the inside. In this location, you're going to have a factory circle. This is so if you wanted to mount up Nerf bars, we've already had the Nerf bars installed on our machine, so we've already cut it out. What we did is we just took a big drill bit, drilled it out, and then trimmed it as needed. So we're going to go ahead, take our pry bar, relieve the pressure off our skid plate, remove the tape measure, and reinstall the side skirt here we're gonna wanna lip the bottom portion over our two brackets. So we'll just kind of lip them in just like that. And just slide this back in. Then just push down and get it to line up. Just making sure that it stays lipped over the bracket. We got it somewhat in place. We're gonna go ahead and start a few screws. We'll start a couple in the center and then a couple on the outsides just to hold it in place. And at this time, there's no need to fully tighten anything yet. We're just checking to make sure our alignment's correct with our brackets to our Nerf bar. We're working on the passenger side, so we're gonna grab our passenger side Nerf bar. And then we're gonna grab our 3 M8 by 1.25 volt. Just gonna take our Nerf bar and kind of lay it up here and just see how it's fitting, seeing if we need to make any adjustments. Looks like it's gonna be fitting pretty good. So we're gonna go ahead and get all our screws started in here. The easiest way I found to do this is to kind of drop your screws down in the hole and try to get them so they're coming out on the opposite side first. A lot of times if you drop them in there, you can kind of wiggle it around until they fall down into where they're supposed to be. Then we're gonna take a 12mm on a long extension, lay the Nerf bar into place, line up the holes, and this is the point where if you're having issues getting them started, you're gonna wanna make some final adjustments. Looks like we may need to do a little adjusting on this bracket here. All the others look like they're gonna fit good. So we're just gonna take our side panel back off, adjust this bracket a little bit, and then we're gonna go ahead and install the Nerf bar to the machine. We made our adjustments, so now we're gonna go ahead and reinstall our side panel here. Just the same way, just make sure you loop it over top the bracket and push down. Make sure that these tabs line up with the tabs on the machine. Get it lined up in the front. At this point, you want to go ahead and reinstall all the hardware securing the side panel to the machine. Then we're going to grab the provided Loctite. Go ahead and apply some to each of the threads on all of the short screws that are going to secure the Nerf bar to the machine. Make sure you get it all the way up the threads. That way when you go to put it in a Nerf bar, you don't lose any. Once you've done this, we're going to go ahead and fully install the Nerf bar. Lay it up on the machine. So once you have all your hardware started, go through and fully tighten all of them. Then you'll just want to go ahead and repeat all these steps for the opposite side. Reinstall your previously removed hardware, make sure everything's fully tightened, and that's how super easy it is to install SuperATV's heavy-duty Nerf bars on this Wildcat XX. For more information on these Nerf bars or any of SuperATV's great products, give us a call at 855-743-3427 or check us out online at superatv.com. Thanks for watching and have a great day.